Okay, so what I got here is I'm going to open box this couple of raccoon and possum traps. And this is the bait that I got with it. You just basically, the bait goes down in the bottom of the trap. And the raccoon, let's see what we got here. And I got two of them, so let's get them untangled here. Well, they always do that. Okay, so what we have here, if you look closely at this, what you have is a cylinder, and there's a little thing where they pull up on for the bait, and that releases this trigger right here. You can see that action right there. See that moving right there? Okay, so when the raccoon reaches down in here, puts his paw down there, tries to pull the bait out, that releases the trap, and this part right here will grab them. So I'm going to show you how to set this. It's really simple with a tool. Now if you're going to try to do this by hand, you're going to have about 200 pounds of grip, which I do, but most people don't, especially women. Most men don't either. They're about maybe 120. So it's very simple to this trap. You want to go ahead and put your knee on it, on that one end, so you got yourself some leverage. Then you just, like that, and you just get that little thing right on there, like that. Now if you want to release it, just go ahead and push down again, pull that apart, and then slowly release it. That's it. Now one thing I want to say is this chain, in my opinion, is not the strongest. So I would actually probably attach a cable to this end right here also. A cable would probably work pretty good. And I would not just stake it to the ground unless you've got some really solid hard ground and a very, very good large stake. I think I would take this and tie this to a tree or something with a cable. That way your raccoon or possum doesn't run off with your trap. So there you are. The key parts of this are, make sure you secure the cable and the stake, and you probably want to stake it like this into the ground a little bit at an angle, because the raccoon's going to want to come over there and look in there. If you stick it up there like that, he's not going to be as curious, and he's not going to be probably trying to stick his hand in there and pull up on that ring. So you probably want to angle like this, so you'll come in and get it from an angle, and then you can trap them. First thing, stick your bait in there. Then you go ahead and you get your tool out, stick it in there between this right here, and it's notched on the ends. I don't know if you can see this, but it's notched on the ends for a reason, so it fits right on that little bar right down there that holds the spring. And then just gently make sure this is in the center, and just gently pull down and set your trap. See how easy that is? So basically, make sure you got this thing staked in the ground good, and you got a cable attached to this right here. I would use a thin cable. And make sure you secure the other end and your cable to a tree. And then you can go ahead and stake it right in the ground. These are pretty handy to have if you think about it. Well, if you think about it from a prepper point of view, it's not just going to save your garden and trap out those raccoons from getting into your chickens and everything else, but you might want to eat something like a possum if things get really bad out there. And who knows with what's coming up in November. I just really don't have a good feeling, and I hope everybody stocks up on everything you need. And that includes stuff from like, food, water, the bang bang stuff, the archery stuff, the traps. You might need a trap. You can get the live traps. I showed an earlier video on that. It doesn't harm the animal if you just want to trap them out. But if you really need to trap out a lot, those cages get a lot more expensive than these little traps do. And plus, you can eat what you catch. So think about your the products that you use around your house: cleaners, soaps, what do you call those, toiletries for men and women, the basic stuff that you would have. Make sure you have enough of that on hand if we have to go 6 months without stuff being delivered, because I'm really thinking that the supply chain is going to break down if we have enough riots after the elections, and no matter who wins. And honestly, don't think that it matters who wins, because I still think we're going to have riots. And I still think they're going to try to take this country down. I mean, they're set and determined. And I heard there's some troops up north, Chinese troops up north in Canada. I on my other channel, I reported on that back in 2015, where a lot of Chinese nationals were being flown in to Canada, and they all had the same address. Can you imagine 2,000 people in one little house? Yeah, it doesn't sound right, does it? They've been doing that since 2015. There's rumors of Chinese soldiers in south of the border in Mexico operating in South America, and really the only stopgap point that we have in South America to keep them from coming up north through Mexico, if the Chinese do decide to come up that way, is El Salvador. El Salvador is one of our key choke points to stop an invasion. And then the Chinese have been building a lot of more Navy ships, and a lot of those have been like what we call an LST, which would be carriers for amphibious assault. And so it's getting a little bit scary out there, and I think that having enough supplies and be prepared with the supply chain breakdown would be a very wise thing to do. And that includes toilet paper and some paper towels. Now don't go crazy and buy like 3,000 rolls of toilet paper. You don't need that much. You're never going to need that much. And in fact, some companies criminalized it when people did it, or they said no refund. And so you got 3,000 rolls of toilet paper for how many years? Yeah. And if you think you're going to sell them for a profit and gain the system, nah, there's things in place to keep that from happening. So this is the demonstration on the trap for a possum or raccoon. Now these do harm the animal somewhat. It'll grab their paws, hold them long enough before you can deal with them on your own terms. Thank you for watching, and hit the like and subscribe and the thumbs up, please.